Edinburgh Fringe Festival 2024, day 13, and let me be honest with you guys, yesterday was my worst day yet. First of all, I didn't have my solo show, so I think it was always going to be worse than the others, because the solo is like the peak of what I could be possibly doing really here, right? So, and I'll be honest, I did so much yesterday. I've got it loaded up here on my screen, so just don't forget anything. I didn't really leave the house till about 3 o'clock. I still managed to pack in about 6 gigs before 9. Then I went and got food, and then I just got the bus straight home. Like, a lot of people were out socialising. If I ended up bumping into someone, I probably would have stayed out a little bit. But the thing is, I've got this chest infection, and listen to that, performing on stage, you can't get in any kind of rhythm, and it really drove home the idea of how important it is to perform, not just to have jokes, if that makes sense. So just saying jokes doesn't work. You got to perform them. You got to say them properly. And with this again, with this chest infection, I'm coughing at certain points, and it's stopping my flow, and it's stopping my rhythm, and it's breaking up everything, and it's just making all of my delivery terrible, and all my jokes are getting like titters of laughter. And yeah, I was just bombing over and over again basically yesterday. So let's get into it. Started off at Raging Bull Comedy Masterminds, and I addressed it to them, and I was like, listen guys, I'm struggling here, like I've been here 12 days, chest infection. And they were nice. We had a bit of fun, back and forth with those guys, and it turned out all right, that gig actually. Then from there, I went to an Asian occasion when there was only 3 people in the audience. They were nice, but again, I just couldn't build any more any momentum, because as I'm speaking, my chest starts to give way, and I need to like cough it out. Then I had the alternative comedy show at Coco Bolton. Now this one, only 3 people in the audience, but they had to cancel like the show multiple times. At one point, the show was just going to be cancelled for good. So I was glad that it went ahead, and I was glad to just pick it up as a spot. Again, it was a real struggle for me with the chest. I'm just going to keep talking about my chest in this video. This is going to be the chest video. Next up was Ray Fordyce's show. Now Ray Fordyce's I really liked, because it's in a venue that one side of the room is made to look like a plane. So like the plane seats and the overhead bins and the windows with the sky out of it, like a painting that makes it look like a sky, which I thought was really good, right? I really enjoyed being in that situation, just performing. I couldn't do it. I was cutting my set short at this point. Even if they were saying like, oh, do 5 to 7, I was doing like 4, because I was like, listen, I just can't. Penultimate one was Glass Crumpets. Now this was a packed show. Had like quite a lot of people in there. I think capacity might be about 50. They had like 30 odd in there by the looks of it. I went on last, and I felt bad. I felt bad going on last, because obviously they'll be doing a bucket speech at the end of the night, trying to get money from the audience, and you don't want to end with someone who can't do a good job. And yesterday I just couldn't do a good job. I was like trying my best for them to like put in a good performance, but just building that momentum was just hard, man. And the final one was Tom Short's gig at Brewdog Lothian Road. That gig, excuse me. That gig, they don't use a mic. They've got a mic like in the corner. I've noticed it before, but they don't use the mic, which actually I preferred that, and I don't know why. It made it a lot easier to talk than talking into a microphone. Why? I don't know. I couldn't answer you that. But I enjoyed it. But as soon as I was off, I hadn't eaten all day. By this point, you're looking at about 8:45 at night. I hadn't eaten all day, so I typed into my Google Maps like halal steak Edinburgh. Found this Turkish restaurant. Went in there, asked the guy, is it halal? He goes, yeah, it's halal. Looked on the menu, no steak, so I ended up getting some ekinsus, something like that. I don't know. Yeah. Today, the last day. Hopefully, have a fun day. Hopefully, I can socialise with some people as well, because I feel like it's my last opportunity to socialise with a lot of these people, right? I probably won't see them for like months and months and months after this, but yeah, that's day number 13. Hopefully today's a banger.